Thank you also to Steuben County staff for connecting with us. Sorry about the delay. All right, we're back. We're going to start our 2 probation violation hearing matters. All right, the first matter we're going to address is in the matter of People versus Monica Roars. File number is 251653 SM. Ms. Roars was convicted of arson of property less than 200 but more than 1,000. She was placed on a probation and it hasn't gone very well. The probation has resulted in a petition for a probation violation hearing. And let me tell you what that alleges. I didn't know what to do with this case, Ms. Roars, because you've been struggling. So I got a pre-sentence report to help me with this. Where's the PV petition? There it is. Nothing's in chronological order. The allegation is that you were placed on probation on October 9th for 24 months on a conviction of arson of personal property. The allegations from your probation officer, Mr. Huff, are that you failed to participate in treatment as directed and you failed to not violate any criminal law of any unit of government. You're presently in Steuben County, Indiana on a new felony charge. The time of the sentence, I believe you had 42 days of credit, and Ms. Ives was your attorney at that hearing. As I indicated, she's here with us today, and if we need to go further, she can be reconnected. Just let me tell you what Mr. Huff's recommendation, which I'm inclined to follow, is if you admit the violations, I'm simply going to revoke your probation, give you credit for time served, and let you deal with your Steuben County matters. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, nobody looks great when they're sitting in jail and you're kind of far away, but you actually look pretty good today. How long have you been in custody?
Almost 80 days.
Matt, how much credit does she have with us?
She had 54 days up front.
Plus 80?
I believe it was 72.
I haven't been keeping track. I've just kind of been doing it day by day. I know I've been in here since January 8th.
Yeah.
All right, so 54 plus 72 would be 126 days total. As I also understand it, you can't start any treatment or programming or probation in Steuben County until we complete our case.
That is correct, sir.
Here's the allegation that you violated your probation by failing to participate in treatment and getting rearrested for the same similar charge. If you admit to that, my intention is to revoke your probation, waive the remaining fine and costs, and give you 126 days of jail credit. Now, you do have a right to have a hearing on this, and you have a right to have a lawyer. As I indicated, your lawyer is here just kind of on a standby basis, just because she was already scheduled to be here. But if you want a hearing, I can formally appoint her. At the hearing, they'd have to prove beyond a preponderance that you did violate the terms of your probation. You don't have a right to have a jury trial, but you do have a right to have a hearing on it where witnesses could be questioned under oath. Ms. Roars, how do you plead to the allegation that you violated that probation?
I plead guilty here, sir. Sir, I did it. I'm not gonna waste any more time to the courts here or there. I apologize for everything I've done. I know I poured my heart and soul into that Weeks of God program. I don't know what went wrong there, but I am a firm believer that, I mean, regardless of what I'm looking at down here, God is a God of restoration and he is not done with me yet. So I plead guilty.
Well, he's not done with you yet. You look good today. You were about at rock bottom down here.
I've got, the 15th of, April, I'll have 8 months clean, sir.
Very good. Arson has to do significantly with childhood trauma. And you and I go back a long way. When you're here, I've always got Kleenexes for you, but you're in custody down there. And I won't go into it. You and I have known each other for a long time, and you've got childhood trauma. And it results in this self-destructive behavior. I accept your plea. I'm going to revoke your probation. Waive fine and costs and 126 days, credit 126 days.
Your Honor, I would note there is victim restitution,
How much is that?
$600.
I forgot about that. I'll reserve on restitution. Thank you, Matt. Do you know what's coming up in Steuben County?
I have court on 4/20. I'm not sure of the time. Last time I met with my attorney, Jack Roble, he said, something about dropping it from a level 4 to a level 6 and asking for my release on probation for another year or another 60 days. I'm trying to.
Are you gonna stay down there?
I don't know, sir. I just know that I have a very important graduation coming up on May 22nd. My youngest daughter, Jersey, is graduating, and if possible, I'm trying to make that.
Well, where are you gonna live? What Matt told me is that you were gonna stay in Indiana.
That's possible.
I didn't believe it. I thought you were probably gonna come back to Three Rivers.
I mean,
8
it
months
is nice.
clean.
It is
What?
nice to see some familiar faces, although it is court, I mean, the judges and stuff, but it is nice to see familiar faces. I haven't seen any familiar faces in like a while. So, I
Well, a
mean.
lot of the familiar faces, you don't want to see them.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get, maybe just get a hotel room. I do have some money saved here on my commissary
Well, I'm
account.
not telling you once you're done there, I understood they were contemplating some sort of a probation. Means you're gonna still need to be connected to them.
I do know that,
but-
sir.
All right, I'm gonna waive your fines and costs, 126 days credit, 126, giving 0 days to serve. I reserve on restitution. If you ever do come back here, we may attempt to collect that. You burn those people's stuff up. I'm not sure, don't tell me. I don't know what it is you're accused of burning in Auburn area. But as I said, it's a clear indication of a lot of childhood baggage. Deputy, thank you for your help. You've got a nice setup there. Centered right in the room, good cameras, good sound. Appreciate your help. As far as Steuben County is concerned, St. Joseph County's done with Ms. Roars, and there'll be
What you just witnessed wasn't simply a probation revocation. It was a front-row seat to the complicated, deeply human intersection of trauma, accountability, and second chances. Monica Roars came before this St. Joseph County court already carrying weight most people will never understand. Convicted of arson of personal property, placed on 24 months of probation, she failed to complete treatment and picked up a new felony charge in Steuben County, Indiana. The same category of offense that landed her here in the first place. The pattern was undeniable. But so was something else. When the judge spoke, he didn't just read charges. He acknowledged years of history, childhood trauma he said lies at the root of this self-destructive behavior, and a woman who, despite everything, showed up clean, clear-eyed, and 8 months sober. The court revoked her probation, waived fines and costs, and gave her full credit for 126 days already served, 0 days left to serve. A measured outcome that closed St. Joseph County's chapter while leaving her fate in Steuben County still unwritten. What the judge said quietly but clearly is something the justice system rarely admits out loud, that some cases aren't about punishment alone. They're about a person who hasn't hit their final chapter yet. Whether Monica makes it to her daughter Jersey's graduation on May 22nd, whether she finds stable ground in Indiana or comes back to Three Rivers, only time will tell. But the court gave her every chance to write a different ending. If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns. Because justice never gets old.